based on the position of this sepal, petal and the stamen with respect to ovary on the thalamus. So where is this floral appendages arranged? It is arranged on the thalamus, right? So based on the position of the ovary, the other parts are arranged in different ways. So we are going to learn about these positions in detail. So depending on that, it is divided into three types, which is hypogynous, the next one is perigynous, and the third one is epigynous. So gynous is nothing but it is gynecium. Okay, so we'll learn what is hypogynous, perigynous and epigynous. So let us see the first one, which is hypogynous. Here the gynecium occupies the highest position. Okay, so what does the gynecium do? They occupy the highest position. Okay, and while the other parts are situated below it. You can see this is the ovary part or the gynecium portion. So this completely is the gynecium portion, and it is placed in the highest position. Okay, you can see the other parts like sepals below it. You can see the petals arising below it, and you can see the stamen which is arising below it. Hypo means it is highest position. Okay, so the ovary in this flowers will occupy the highest position, and while the other parts will be situated below it. I hope you are able to see this in the picture, right? So all the other parts are arising below the ovary. Okay, so the gynecium will be kept in the highest position, and other parts are situated below it, or the other parts arises below the ovary or the gynecium. Okay, such an arrangement of floral appendages depending upon the position of gynecium is called as hypogynous. Okay, and the ovary here in this hypogynous flower is superior. It means that they are kept high. An example of flower which has hypogynous are mustard, China rose and brinjal. Okay, so these are the examples of flowers which has hypogynous. Understood, children? Hypo means high, gynous means gynecium. So the gynecium is present in the highest position, and below that only other floral parts will arise. You can see in the picture. So this is the ovary. You can see the other parts like the calyx, corolla, everything, it arises from the part below the gynecium. Okay, now let us move on to the next type. Okay, children, now let us learn about the next type, which is called as perigynous. Now here the gynecium is situated in center. Okay, where is the gynecium situated? It is situated in the center portion of the flower, and other parts of the flower are located on the rim of the thalamus. So where is gynecium situated? It is situated in the center, and other parts of the flower. Other parts means the sepal, the petal, the stamen, everything, they are located on the rim of the thalamus, almost at the same level. Okay, you can see this, right? So here, so the ovary is situated in the center portion, or the gynecium is placed in the center portion, and the other parts of the flowers are seen at the rim of the thalamus. Rim means the end portion of the thalamus, right? So you can see this is the rim portion of the thalamus. This completely is the thalamus, and the gynecium is located in the center, and the other parts are located on the rim of the thalamus, and this will be almost at the same level. Ore level ആയിരിക്കും ഈ ഓവറിയും ബാക്കി പാർട്സും ഉണ്ടാവുക. Okay, so this is how the perigynous arrangement will be. So you can see in this flower, the ovary is situated in the center, and the other parts are formed from the rim of the thalamus. Okay, and they will be in the same level. You can see the ovary, it is seen at the same level. That is the gynecium part, it is seen at the same level of the other floral appendages. And this type of ovary is called as half inferior. What is it? Half inferior. Okay, an example of plants which have this type of perigynous arrangement is plum, rose and peach. Okay, you can see this is the rose plant's flower. you can see the ovary which is present in the central portion, and the other parts are also seen at the rim of the thalamus. Okay. Now let us see the next part, which is the epigynous. Here the margin of the thalamus grows upward. Okay, so the margin of the thalamus will grow upward, enclosing the ovary completely and getting fused with it. Okay, so how is the thalamus growing? The margin of the thalamus will grow upwards. So this is the gynoecium portion which has the ovary in it, right? So this thalamus, the margin of the thalamus will grow upwards. മുകളിലേക്ക് വളരും. And this will enclose the ovary portion. You can see the other parts like stigma and style are outside, but the ovary portion alone, it is completely enclosed by the thalamus. Okay, and they get fused with it, which means that the thalamus will fuse with the ovary. Okay, so it is completely enclosed and it fuses with it. Ovary means I am talking about the gynoecium part completely. So it fuses with the gynoecium. Okay, clear this, children? So here the ovary is placed inside the thalamus, and the margin of the thalamus will grow upwards and it will enclose the ovary completely and it gets fused with it. Understood it? So this is how the arrangement of epigynous or the gynoecium will be seen in the epigynous arrangement. Okay, so you can see here it is the ovary and this is the margin of thalamus. It has grown upward, it has enclosed the ovary and it has fused with it. Okay, so other parts of flowers will arise above the ovary. So as the thalamus is completely covering the ovary, the other parts like the sepals, petals, androecium, all these things will grow above the ovary. Okay, and so the ovary here is inferior. Okay, so the perigynous was half inferior, and in the case of this epigynous, it is completely inferior. It is inside. Okay, an example of plants which have this epigynous arrangement is guava, cucumber, ray florets of sunflower. You can see the florets of sunflower, and we can see this in guava and cucumber. Okay. So I hope, children, you are clear with hypogynous, epigynous and perigynous, right? Now let us move on to the next. So with this we have finished learning about the different types of flowers. So based on the presence of sex organs we learned 2 types, and based on the symmetry we learned 3 types of symmetry, and based on the number of floral appendages we saw 3 types, and based on the position of calyx, corolla, androecium and the ovary, that is how is it placed on the thalamus. Based on that we have learned 3 types, right? So now we are going to learn about the different parts of flowers in detail. That is, we are going to learn about calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium in detail. Okay.